perhaps I'd just say that Duncan Macmillan and I met each other in, I think, March last year. And week by week, Duncan would come over to UCL and we would talk. He would ask me questions and we would talk. So we talked for something like 80 or 90 hours in total, thousands and thousands of words. And so what we ended up with was a set of words, every one of which is mine, but not in the order that I would ever have thought of delivering them. And so this is Duncan's reformulation, somebody who understands how to build drama and narrative in a way that an academic doesn't. And so this is right at the end of the play, which is a fairly relentless and uncompromising account of the story that science, climate science, has delivered about climate change, with a little bit of my own life and experience wrapped around it. And I should just say, so that you understand, early on I say that when I was 10 years old, which is the age that my granddaughter is today, my mother gave me an atlas, and large areas of the Antarctic were marked region unknown to man, still, despite the best efforts of Shackleton and others. And that had a big impact on me. So, and of course it's the International Geophysical Year where all of that began to change. So I think back to that remarkable collaborative effort of the International Geophysical Year, culminating in the first satellite and the obsolescence of my childhood atlas, the region unknown to man, that I would go on to visit personally dozens of times. I look at my eldest grandchild, who is now the age I was during that world-changing year. I tell her I think she should become an engineer. She will reach the age I am now in 2071. I try to imagine 2071, and then I find myself thinking what 4071 will look like, or 171. We're all dependent on energy. Almost everything we do depends upon it. By being here tonight, by travelling to this theatre, by using these lights, the heating, the amplification of my voice, we have contributed to the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. There will be carbon atoms that were generated by this event that will still be in the air in 2071, in the air that my granddaughter will breathe. That's our legacy. Science can't say what is right and what is wrong. Science can inform, but it cannot arbitrate, it cannot decide. Science can say that if we burn another 500 billion tons of carbon, the atmospheric content of CO2 will go up by another 100 parts per million, and that will almost certainly lead to a warming of the planet greater than 2 degrees, with major disruption of the climate system and huge risks for the natural world and human well-being. But it can't answer moral questions, value questions. Do we care about the world's poor? Do we care about future generations? Do we see the environment as part of the economy, or the economy as part of the environment? The whole point about climate change is that despite having been revealed by science, it's not really an issue about science. It's an issue about what sort of a world we want to live in. What kind of a future do we want to create?